And here we have question 5. The total question counted 8 marks. A block of mass m kilograms moves along a rough horizontal surface while experiencing a constant frictional force of 3 newtons. It passes point X with a speed of 8 meters per second and reaches point Y with a speed Vy. Point Y is 4 meters to the right of point X. Our first question for 3 marks. Using energy principles only, show that Vy squared equals 64 minus 24 over m. According to the work energy theorem, the net work done on an object is equal to the change in its kinetic energy. I always start by expanding the net work done as follows. Let's now look at the work done by each force individually. We have a constant frictional force of 3 Newton. So we know that there will most definitely be work done by friction. Now, work done by gravity. This value is equal to 0 because the block remains on a horizontal surface. There's no vertical displacement. There is also no tension acting on the block, so the work done by tension or an applied force is equal to 0. And finally, the work done by the normal force will also be equal to 0. Remember, the normal force acts perpendicular to the surface, while the block's displacement is along the surface. So 90 degrees, the cos of 90 degrees is 0, so the work done is equal to 0. So in this case, if we look at all the aspects, friction is the only force doing work. And now we can rewrite this as the frictional force times the displacement, and that is 4 meters, times the cos of 180 degrees. The block moves to the right, friction works in the opposite direction. And this is equal to half times the mass times the final velocity squared minus the initial velocity squared. Now let's just substitute our values for this last portion. That is equal to half. What is the mass? That's capital letter M times. What is the final velocity? We were told that the velocity there is Vy. So that will be Vy squared minus the initial velocity, and that is 8 meters per second. That will be 8 squared. So the frictional force, we have substituted the value of 3. The cos of 180 is minus 1. So this gives minus 12 equals half m Vy squared minus 64. Now let's divide by an m both sides and also multiply by a 2 to get rid of the half. So that gives us minus 24 divided by m is equal to Vy squared minus 64. So if we rewrite this in terms of Vy squared, that is equal to 64 minus 24 divided by m, and that is exactly what we should have shown. The block then moves up an incline that is at an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal. The block experiences a constant frictional force of 2 newtons as it moves a distance of 5,03 meters up the incline and comes to rest at point P. This was not part of the question, but this is the kind of question you can expect in the final exams. Why does the frictional force change? Here it is 3 newtons and now it decreases to 2 newtons. Remember that the frictional force is given by this equation. So the frictional force is directly proportional to the normal force. Now we can rewrite the normal force as such, being the product of the mass, gravity, and cos theta. Now, on a horizontal plane, that angle is equal to 0. So theta is equal to 0 degrees. And the cos of 0 degrees is equal to 1. I.e., the frictional force is equal to mu k times the full mass times g, 9,8. But as we start going up the incline, this angle is not 0 anymore. It is now greater than 0. And hence, the value of cos theta starts to decrease. And hence, the frictional force will also decrease. So, the frictional force changes because the normal force changes when the angle on the surface changes. The steeper the incline, the smaller the normal force, and therefore the smaller the frictional force. For 5 marks, using energy principles only, calculate the mass of the block. Again, we make use of the work energy theorem, and I've expanded it once again. Now let's look at each of the factors. We know that there is a constant frictional force working in on the block, so there will indeed be work done by the frictional force. You can see there is elevation taking place, so yes, there will be work done by gravity. There's no tension involved, there's no external force, that will be 0, and again the work done by the normal force is equal to 0. So this then simplifies to this equation. Now for our 2 aspects, we know that with regards to the friction, the object is going to move along that incline, and that value will be 5,03 meters. That is our horizontal displacement. And what is our vertical displacement? You can think about it. The sine of 30 degrees equals delta y divided by 5,03. So delta y is equal to 5,03 times the sine of 30, and that is 0,5. So we can rewrite this. That is the constant frictional force times the horizontal displacement, that's delta x, times the cos of theta. We are moving up and friction is going down, so that is 180 degrees plus the gravitational force times delta y, remember it's moving up, times the cos of theta. The block goes up, gravity is down, so that is also 180 degrees, and that is equal to half times the mass of the block, that's capital letter M, final velocity squared minus initial velocity squared. So let's substitute our values. our frictional force is 2 newtons times 5,03 times the cos of 180 is -1 plus Fg is the mass times gravity. The mass is capital letter M. Gravity is 9,8 times delta Y. That is half of 5,03. So that is 2,515 times the cos of 180. That's -1. And that is equal to half times M times. Now that value is 0 because it comes to a still stand at point P. So that is minus the initial velocity at point Y, and that is Vy squared, which we previously looked at. So this then simplifies to minus 10,06 minus 24,647 M equals negative a half M Vy squared. And now we can substitute Vy squared into this equation. So that becomes minus 10,06 minus 24,647 M is equal to minus a half M, and that is then 64 minus 24 over M. So that then becomes minus 10,06 minus 24,647 M is equal to minus 32 M. M and M cancels out. Minus minus becomes a plus. A half times 24, that is then plus 12. And this simplifies to 7,353 M equal to 22,06. So the mass is equal to 3,00 kilograms, or just 3 kilograms. That concludes question 5. Only 8 marks. Normally it's about 10, 12, 14 marks. And this is normally one of the questions that students struggle the most with. So I hope this video was helpful, and I hope that some of the steps explained can be also applied in other versions of question 5. Next time we will look at question 6, Doppler. Normally that's the easy one. If you found this video to be helpful, please like, please subscribe, please share with your friends. See you again next time when we cover the Doppler effect.